From Ivory Tower Populism, this is video 11, Performance-Based Crowdfunding of ISAs and the Public School System. From video 10, we learned about crowdfunding higher education income share agreements. Now I'd like to discuss how this idea could be extended to financing the entire public school system, K through 12. First, the critical issue would be to establish the size or boundary of the local area of responsibility. Therefore, let's define the term responsibility center, or RC. The RC is self-governed, having its own sources of revenue and its own expenses. It's self-contained. It isn't a cost center that relies on external funding, and it isn't a revenue center generating funds for the benefit of others. As such, it is responsible for and motivated to create more value as well as control its own expenditures. You could also think of this RC as supplying club goods or local public goods as per video 3. From video 3, public goods with benefits restricted to a specific group may be considered club goods, such as a private park. These goods that are excludable are shared by more people than share private goods, but by fewer people than share public goods. They could be provided by cooperatives or associations, or maybe just local government. Each new local member helps reduce the average cost of the club goods. So there will be an optimal size of the goods provision that maximizes the benefit for its members. So the focus of management is to determine the size of the club with the most desirable cost and consumption sharing arrangement. Therefore, increasing the capacity utilization and quality of such goods is paramount. But this RC would be geographically larger than a single school district. You could cluster multiple similar school districts into a single responsibility center. While I explain it in the next video, this is essential for internalizing externalities, those related to geography, arising from formal education and job placement. This RC could be an entire state if it's a small state, like with 3, 4, or possibly 5 electoral votes. A larger state would subdivide into various regions. So one RC could be metropolitan Chicago, much bigger than just Cook County. Another, metropolitan Detroit, much bigger than Wayne County. Think about how dozens of high schools place graduates to hundreds of local employers with overlapping domains. We want to internalize that into one single RC. So in total, you might have a couple hundred of these regions in the US. Then these RCs underwrite ISAs for their own high school graduates. Nationwide, workers direct investments into the RCs of their choice, employee-based withholding, while employers pay back that investment by paying back the terms of the ISA. See video 10 for how the system could fit right into the current Social Security system. While this is a form of external funding, it fulfills the assumptions of the Tebow model better than the current local funding system, which I'll discuss in the next video. This regional system could be partially combined with the higher education crowdfunding from video 10. That is, graduates from community colleges, really any associate's degrees from public colleges, could easily be placed into these regions. The placements are nearly all local. Then the bigger university offering four-year and graduate degrees, drawing students, employers nationally or globally, would be the separate public higher education financing sector described in video 10, where you really can't regionalize the externalities. That is, there would be two separate investment opportunities. One, the regional RCs, which include public schools and community colleges, and two, the big national universities. But regarding these regional RCs, there aren't just geographic externalities. Investments in public schools also affect crime and poverty, affecting local welfare and police spending. And a good public library system will also help foster local educated citizenry. So perhaps that isn't just the domain of public schools. So the RC isn't just public education, it's all the local public institutions working together, the entire local government. So besides the local employers paying back the terms of the ISAs, you might add performance-based funding for true crime reduction and poverty reduction over the long term. Eventually, you could even include healthcare outcomes in the system, but I'll leave that for a separate discussion. Finally, the big question is, how do you handle relocation from one regional RC to another, as well as cost of living differences between them? I'll save that for the next video. And these are the corresponding references for this video. And I will see you next time.